So lads, the 250,000 tournament is happening and the qualifiers are going to be on Saturday. Realistically, there are four people that are qualifying and it is going to be extremely difficult. The odds of it being four people that are already well known in the competitive scene in the community are very high. The odds of it being four players all on US East servers also might be kind of high because they are the most popular servers for this game. But you know what? I'm going for it. What are the odds that I make the 250k? If this was 3 weeks ago, I would say my odds were probably 50-50 on making it. I was forcing a bunch of first quarter rage quits. Right now, I'm not quite the player I was. I still am undefeated online. It's the 8th of October and I'm still undefeated. So I think there's a good chance I make it through the 4 hours, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to get enough rage quits to, in the end, win this tournament. So it'll be an interesting one. It will be an interesting one to see how we get on. But in this video, I tweeted out basically asking you guys to send me your squads. Follow me on Twitter at @dbgyt_ if you don't already. But basically, it was just a reply to the tweet and basically ranking your squads for the 250k tournament. Again, I don't know who these players are. No matter how good your team is, it's going to be very, very difficult to qualify unless you are a fantastic player as well as having a good team. Heck, sometimes people qualify with not great teams just because they are fantastic players. But anyway, yeah. Now we are going to get on to the first squad. So this guy right here. Have 130k to spend, willing to rim run, kick out for threes. Don't like 5-person subs like most people because stamina doesn't affect anything this year, only sub for matchups. Okay, so if you're subbing for matchups, I don't really know what Bailey Howell brings. If you're not making subs, so you're basically running with this 5. I don't really know what Bailey Howell brings. I don't really see there would be much of a point of having Doug Christie in there. There is no situation where Darren Williams matches up better to Sleepy Floyd, unless you want to run, say, a 2-point guard lineup here. So maybe keeping Sleepy at the end of your bench. Giannis kind of works well as someone at the end of the bench. But apart from that, in terms of matchups, man, I don't really see there being much of a purpose for a Richard Jefferson in this squad. Like, he's objectively worse at Paul Pierce than everything. But I like this team. So you've got about 130k. If you sell Jefferson, sell Christie. Sell Bailey if you don't need him. And keep Sleepy and Giannis as just your 2 off the bench. If you don't make subs, just keep the 2 off the bench anyway. Lower your team overall. If you can, always just keep your team overall as low as possible. And for 130, that probably gives you about 170, 180. And I don't know how you can improve that, really. I really don't. This is a nice team. This 5 right here, unless you can get Steph Curry, which you won't because you're on 28. It's probably it's a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. And you've got Pierce, so you can obviously play the game. So a 9 out of 10 squad here. His team right here. No money spent. I run Hawks, freelance, and heavy and pick and rolls. Also kick out a lot to wings for threes. Getting Mike and soon. Thanks DBG. Keep up with good work. Appreciate that. Okay, let me have a look here. Okay, first of all, get Mikan. Mikan is going to be big. Mikan is going to be big. I hate Lanier, but if you like him, that's fine. I mean, I can't argue with Steph Curry and Michael Cooper and Paul George. I really can't. If you like Steph Curry, you get Darren Williams. He's literally just another Steph Curry. Although Kyle Lowry's a beast. Kyle Lowry's a beast, not gonna lie. Like, he's, as of right now, unless a point guard comes out tomorrow, Kyle Lowry's in my 250k squad. He is incredible. But Curry, Cooper, PG, Giannis, Lanier. Again, if you like to 5-out run pick and rolls, the problem with rim running with this lineup here is that you got 2 non-shooters. I would always try to stick with 1 non-shooter. Trevor Ariza's fine. There's no reason to have Trevor Ariza in there instead of moving Boris Diaw down to the 3 and putting Bailey Howell to 4, considering you have 600,000 MT and already have Steph Curry. If you want to get Darren Williams, if you can find one of him with range, he's fantastic. But man, it's about 70k to range of a player right now, which is kind of nuts. But Sherlock is a really good team. This is an 8.6 out of 10, 8.7. As far as 250k goes, might not be the greatest for getting easy quits, but yeah, a good team, don't get me wrong. Okay, not really ideal, but have 100k budget and don't play limited or unlimited. Okay, I assume you got the emerald here if you're playing 250. Okay, let me just have a look at this team. This is a 4. Sorry, it's a 4. No defenders on your bench. No shooting in your starters. Well, no range in your starters. I might drop this to a 3 out of 10. This is a tear it down job. Like, there's no reason to have Willis Reed on the floor ever. Scal's good. Not at the 3. Kenny Smith can shoot a bit. Patty Mills can shoot a bit. I like Cooper. Keep Cooper, DL, and maybe Rick Smith and tear the whole team down. Tear the whole team down. That's all I'm going to say. Tear it down. Really not a great team. Well, to be fair, if you are going into an unlimited game with this team, you have a chance. If you are going into 250k with this team and you win more than one game, you are one of the best players in the world. This team in that type of setting, it's just not it. It's not it. So I'm no money spent. Don't really have a specific play style. Like to run your offense. Like to run offense through Darren Williams and rim run a lot. Okay. Darren Williams, Michael Cooper, Paul George, Boris Diaw, and Bill Laimbeer. I actually like that team. Your bench, not so much. I like Kyle Lowry. Ray Allen plays no defense whatsoever. Tony Kukoc plays no defense whatsoever. Jason Tatum's okay and Cat's okay. So as far as this team goes, it's fine. It's a team that you will probably be able to get a win or two with if you're a good player. It'll be a tough one to go out with this team and win all your games. Although, like, this time last year, I went out with Ruby Derrick Rose at point guard and won every single game for the 4 hours. So you just never know, depending on where you are in the world. Because there is going to be a lot of weak players. But is this a team that gives you any chance of qualifying? No. And that's the way I got to look at this, is like, is there a chance of you finishing in the top 4 in the world with this team? No, not a chance. Okay, so let's go on to the next team. I occasionally spend money here or there. Decent dribbler. Like to ISO up ball handlers and hit the open man. I can really spend for any player right now. Prefer not to. Yeah, you definitely don't need to spend for anyone with this team. Big player to get out of that team is Al Horford. Get in Giannis to power forward. Get out Al Horford. Man, I hate that Horford card. Giannis to power forward. Get Horford out of there. And replace Giannis with, I don't know, maybe move Cooper up to the 3 and go with a 2-headed monster at point guard. And get yourself a sleepy with range, which you can probably pick up for around 30k. That would be a nice enough thing to do, but I think at the end of the day, what's the best option? Because you got Perkins in there in case Lanier's struggling. I would definitely take Horford out of there. And I'm trying to think what player you could really put in that small forward slot. That's not too expensive. I'd wait for tomorrow. There's definitely going to be somebody tomorrow that will fit that slot. There's definitely going to be someone there that will fit the slot for Al Horford. Basically, someone that comes out tomorrow for Al Horford. This is a really nice team. This is a 9.2 out of 10. This is I just don't like Horford. I really like this team. I overall really like this team, so I can't be too negative on it. I'm a big fan. Okay, so team right here. Hi, I play 5 out of a sweat game. Lots of high pick and rolls and pick and pops, rim running with about 100k to spend. Willing to sell anyone but Wilkins and Manu. Okay. Man, how is everyone getting Bob Lanier? I had 23 picks in the final board and missed them. And I like your 2 point guards. I like Neek. I like KD. I like Giannis. I like Kristaps. To an extent. I mean, can't get much better. You really can't. There's like, preference wise, I wouldn't use Lanier at center, but like, is there anyone I could really put in for Lanier in your price range that's much better? When asking about a shooting center tomorrow, that's a no. Like, unless you have a Mikan or something, which it doesn't look, which I doubt you have, you have Lanier in there. So like, this is a 9.4 out of 10. I don't know what improvements you can make. Like, without Steph Curry, Paul Pierce, and that's like really your only improvements. And some people don't like Paul Pierce. But yeah, it's a near perfect team. So I can't be negative at all. If you can ball, you have a chance. Like, if you can hoop, you have a chance of qualifying with that squad. That squad gives you the opportunity. Got 120 KMT. I like to run and kick the shooters in 2018. In Hawks 2018 freelance, maybe? What 2018? Okay, I would assume if you're not starting Steven Jackson, he's not badged up. Funnily enough, there's actually one of them on the market right now on PS4 with Hall of Fame range extender and Hall of Fame, or like gold clamps and golds, quick free steps. So that'll be interesting. So, let me have a look here. Stockton, Ray Allen, Michael Cooper, Brian Scalabrine, Kristaps. I like that. Sleepy's good, but he's way better when he's ranged up. I'm not a fan of Scola. I'm not big on Scola whatsoever, but there's not that many options at that center position. There's not that many at all. I really like Scala. I'm saying right now, I really like Scalabrine. I like Ray Allen because you've surrounded him with defenders. If Steven Jackson isn't ranged, he probably isn't. I wouldn't go for Steven Jackson. I'm not that high on Steven Jackson, so I would not go for him. But at the end of the day, it's not a terrible squad. This is like a 7.5 out of 10. Or yeah, it's probably like a 7.5 out of 10 squad, but for 250, it's not quite. It's not quite it. It's not quite it. It's a good team. Don't get me wrong, it's a good team. It is not quite it for 250. 5 out pick and pop, looking to get rid of C-Web and Nash. Have Ralph Sampson tomorrow as well. Okay. Are you really looking for me to call it a 10 out of 10 squad? If you've got this squad badged up, if you've got Spreewell, if you've got these 3 guys at range, and you've got Fisher, if you've got these 3 guys ranged up and Fisher with range, man, I would put Weber to center. It just seems perfect. It just seems literally perfect. Mikan stops this from being a 10 out of 10. This is a 9.9 out of 10. We have not seen a perfect squad yet. In this series, we have not yet seen a perfect squad. But man, this is close. This is so close to being perfect. Like, I can't just... It's so close to being perfect. But it's just not at the end of the day. So close to being perfect, but it's just not quite perfect. If these cards are badged up, that is. But it's a 9.9 out of 10. 9.9. You're getting the closest thing we have ever given to a 10 out of 10 on this channel. If you can hoop, you're in with a chance. IDBG, the way I play is 3-point shooting, not that big into rim running, but I will someone like Stockton or Giannis. Currently don't have a good playbook, need a new one. You just need 5 out. You just need freelance. Playbooks don't really work. That's kind of a big problem with playbooks, is that any competent player, so if you draw someone that knows what they're doing, after you run a play 1 to 2 times, they will stop it. Playbooks work against scrubs. That's probably a bad way to put it. Playbooks work against guys that are not experienced players, but playbooks will not work against anyone who plays this game at a high level. And this year, more than ever, are people playing this game at a high level. So Stockton, Manu, Giannis, Larry, Morning. You really locked in for Fisher? Although, Fisherman's good. Fisherman is quite good. So, I don't like Iverson. I'm telling you this right now. Get rid of Iverson. Iverson cannot play with Brandon Roy. Neither of them can defend. I know you have him locked in. I would get rid of Iverson. And I would put in Michael Cooper. Yeah. Michael Cooper. Either at the 2 or the 3. Michael Cooper for Allen Iverson. This team is like an 8.4 out of 10. It's just kind of badly structured, in my opinion. You got 2 non-shooters in your starters. You got 2 non-defenders in your bench. It's a very, very good team, but it's flawed. It is definitely flawed. Eaton can't shoot either, but he's a monster. So at the end of the day, it's a pretty okay team. I like your point guards. Stockton and Fisher are good. I like Manu, I like Giannis, I like Larry, and I like KD off the bench, but I'm not a fan of the rest of the team. So it's still a good team, 8.4 out of 10, but that is the highest that I can give it, is that 8.4 rating. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That is it for the 250k squads. Big thank you to everyone for sending your squads, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.